Greetings, happy new moon. Welcome everyone. It is 11:11. Such an exciting time connecting, being together. One of the first things we always like to encourage is set the intention in the space you're at. I am Brian, I'm the wellness hero. I am a Reiki master, and we are setting the intent all over the globe right now. So join us, sync up with this awesome space that you are in, your heart center, expand that energy out. We got some candles lit here. We got some awesome energy within, through, and around this property. We don't want to limit it to just like the room we're in.
That's
There's some
correct.
people in the room next to us. We want them to be awesome as well.
Exactly.
Because we got Grandpa over here. So I'm gonna let Grandpa introduce himself.
My name is Will Mitchell. I'm a Reiki master teacher from Rochester, New York. And Brian and I have been celebrating new moons and full moons for 6 months now. And ever since we met, we've just been hooking up. Well, in this lifetime anyway. And yeah, the energy is totally awesome. And I think it's time for the airplane.
Okay,
I think it's
so
time for the airplane.
So yeah, and when we were having our new moon feeding in the Lucchese household, we made paper airplanes. We made some geometric patterns, and my son Tristan, whose birthday was only 10 days ago, on
Right.
11/1, which is awesomeness. He wanted to pass a message on to everyone, and he wanted to pass on awesomeness to you, and this is a message. So this we call this our dart flyer, and he's sending it right out to you.
And the universe just
It's got
got
more
more awesome.
awesome. Yes, that's
Way
very
to go.
interesting.
Way to go. So today we're going to celebrate the new moon.
And honestly, there's been a lot of celebrations going on all day. I know, I started off this morning. Wendy saw a channeling going on. I know Will's been involved in a few events, and I would love to hear what some people have been doing today.
Oh, yes.
What have they
Well,
been
let, let's
experiencing, feelings,
let's
feeling?
quick introduce everybody in the room. We have Alex, Dan, Wendy, Michelle, and Noha. And we have two viewers. Welcome, two viewers on YouTube.
It's beautiful stuff.
So Wendy, you held a hangout earlier today. Can you talk about what you did?
I did. It was really a big combination kind of a thing, and it turned out to be really amazing the way it all turned out for me. I was really happy about. I took some videos down at the lake on Lake Michigan along the lake shore, and it was beautiful. It was sunny, and I got a lot of great channeled messages and some beautiful energies, and had a full house hangout, and it was just really a combination of honoring Gaia and 11/11 and the new moon and the trinary Christ consciousness and just honoring the clear, clean water, fresh water of Gaia. And we talk about the water in the oceans, but we often forget about our beautiful fresh water supply and how it serves all of humanity and the plant life and the animal kingdoms, and how it evaporates and becomes clouds and stardust and comes back here touched by our ancestors. And it was just such a beautiful message, and I really had a great time conveying that, and just watching the water and the ripples and the sunshine and just the whole combination of the earth, air, fire, water, that whole oneness, that whole idea of we're connected to everything, and every grain of sand is, I mean, we can't even really begin to fathom, for every grain of sand is a possible timeline. I mean, we can't even begin to understand the vastness of that. Yet trying to convey that in whether it's any language, galactic or my own English, is it pales in comparison to what the feeling of the energy that we want to convey to the world, of this just immense gratitude, for being a part of all of this. And so yeah, it was a beautiful energy for me. And I mean, I can only speak from the one, on the other side of it. And I hope that it was as beautiful experience for the observer as it was for me as the presenter.
Oh, absolutely. I was there the whole time. It was amazing, amazing footage shot, and just amazing energy coming through the video. Absolutely amazing.
So thank you, Will. Thank you. It was really a beautiful portal opening celebration all the way around.
Yes, I felt my portals being opened. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to open some more portals because we have different viewers, and just opening up yourself to more awesomeness that you can create and honoring the new moon. And the new moon is about new beginnings, and especially the new moon in Scorpio. Hey, this is pretty much a blank slate for you. If you want to create anything, now is the awesome time. As a matter of fact, now is always the awesome time to begin something.
And we talk about these creations. Have something to document and write throughout your day. These beautiful reminders, these messages coming in through grains of sand, they're meant to be recorded and taken action on. It's such an amazing part of the manifestation process to have a piece of paper or have some type of digital medium where you are recording in conjunction with these powerful timelines and syncing up. I can only begin to just to share, like, the evidence of seeing how we discover becoming a master manifester is basically just doing it daily, writing things down daily, continuously recruiting others daily, sharing daily, and allowing our best self, our highest self, our glorious self to just come out a little bit more practice. And oftentimes when we're reflecting and writing down in a journal, in anything that you feel necessary, I mean, you can write this any medium. Chalk is a lost medium. We chalk still. We chalk.
Charcoal on cave walls.
But our kitchen table's chalk, so we chalk tonight during dinner, and it's really it's these beautiful messages, and they're powerful messages. And for you to empower your life again, it's all about remembering, connecting, and activating. And it's an individual process, it's a collective process. But someone along the line told me to write things down, and I've been journaling, and it's just everything.
It is.
I have like 4 active journals right now for all different reasons.
That's
Nice.
funny. I do too, Brian, and it's so funny because rarely do I speak to somebody who has like a multitude of journals for different things, and I do too. And depending on what I'm going to focus on is what journal I grab.
Completely awesome.
But the 3D saying is remember it, write it down, take a picture. It doesn't matter. Document so it just becomes evident. We need physical reminders that we commanded the universe. It doesn't need to be asked 20 times. It's not a human being. It doesn't need a reminder. You put it out there, it's out there, and it is literally, that's how we expand. We don't keep asking for the same things over and over. Yet these intentions, like we say, creating sacred space, that is something we do over and over. That's an action. That is our energy. It's a thought form. It's our frequency of creating. I'm going to honor myself. I'm going to honor where I'm at, and I'm going to spread that honor. And then it becomes the way.
It does. And while we do this, we are raising our vibration, and we are acting. You said earlier that we just allow our true higher inner awesome self to come out more and more and more. And that's all manifestation really is deciding what you want, telling the universe, and just being awesome, getting out of your own way. Just allow yourself to be as awesome as you can possibly be.
Yeah, that I feel like, that belief of when we command, we talk about the commanding the law of attraction and saying I am, I can, I believe, and allowing that trust of the universe, as Will just said, especially when we're asking for something big, maybe something more than, typically that we ask for, where we do need to say, I believe this is going to happen. Or even when we see the physical alignment of things do not appear to be in alignment with what we are manifesting and creating, that's where the trust just has to, bring us through these hard times, these friction moments, or where things just don't physically seem like they line up. Like, we're asking to see the rainbow, and there's all these distorted colors that just don't look clear.
And dark clouds, yes.
Yeah. Just as Wendy said, it's raining there now, but she had a beautiful day earlier. So there's that beautiful opportunity of seeing how both these balances come into play. Everything was able to be absorbed for her in those recordings, and
absolutely
and being on the beach, and then now it's there's something else happening. She needs to be inside anyway for this.
Exactly. Because she's tried to go to the shoreline and broadcast, but she can't. Right, Wendy?
Correct. It was data prevented me from doing so, but that's okay.
So in the future, you can go to your Verizon store and get one of these small little devices. It's called a MiFi device. It's a Jetpack 4G LTE. And when I got this, I added this to my account. My account, just because I was on an old plan, my monthly payment dropped by $20 a month.
Well, it's interesting because we had this discussion about a half an hour before this hangout about that very item you have in your hot little hand. And it's interesting, but no, it was just a miscalculation on my data. So by the time +2, I wasn't sure if I'd have a steady live stream, and I was concerned about it being choppy, when you're on a live hangout. I didn't want it to be frustratingly irritating. So,
No, I get that.
I wanted a continuous feed. But yes, that I just synchronistically said that to the powers that be here that we will be investing in one of those little jetpacks here real soon.
Yes, well, this worked for me, and we tested it out when we went to the beach. That was our test. And we only ran for like 35, 40 minutes so we could find out 36 minutes, Mr. Statman.
Okay.
And we wanted to test how much data I would be using because I don't want to use my whole month's worth of data just for one.
How did it go?
podcast.
Tell me what was the result?
The result was basically it was about a gig per 40 minutes.
That's not bad at all.
No.
Wow.
And we used it
I'm
on
sold.
Mount Shasta during the equinox, and we used it on Mount Shasta during the blood moon eclipse, the
That's
violet moon eclipse,
Yep. Exactly.
and the water ceremony.
So yeah, that's already on my wish list.
Yeah, I need to download that clip from the Hucolo webinar and put it on my my Reiki with Will YouTube page.
It worked flawlessly. I mean, I'm not an advocate of supporting certain things. I don't like, advertising things like that, but that was legit. We were very remote up there.
And
we're
have to
not
say,
near anything about
everybody who I know who owns one is completely, perfectly happy with it.
Right.
We were on a mountain in the wilderness.
Yes, broadcasting live, blessing the water, celebrating balance, and celebrating the violet moon. It was awesome.
Extremely.
Absolutely awesome.
So anyone else out there sharing about anything you've engaged today? Any energy you experienced? Energy, feelings, emotional health, vibrations.
Well, and I watched your video today, Brian, and then Will had a Reiki or had a hangout today too. So it was a wonderfully energetic day for everyone.
Today's video, the channeling I do every Wellness Wednesday, was specifically what last full moon I manifested in the comments in the description box below. It was one of the things we encouraged everyone. Again, we're talking now about a digital imprint. So, putting your manifestation public, that sharing is connecting to others who may be manifesting similar things, or more importantly, as Will likes to say, I have two of those. You're asking for one. I didn't know you were asking until you actually made that public and shared it. And that digital imprint upon media, Wendy, just like you already know, you make these beautiful comments. That is so profound in so many ways. When we actually engage what we like, the World Wide Web is an imprint of consciousness. So where you've been is recorded on all our technology devices, our tablets, our computers, our phones, all that stuff. Yet when we make a comment, and especially when we make a comment from our higher self or our heart center, a comment of love, truthfully just starts spreading that. Others read that. It does impact more than you can possibly imagine. Yet when we're talking about manifesting, making a comment in the description box below, that's how the channeling happened. It's been going on for a couple weeks now, and it's something that's going to continually happen. It's awesome. That is
Absolutely
that is awesome
amazing.
has happened. It's something I wrote down, then I wrote in the comment section, and now it's something I just did personally, privately. Now I do it publicly. Abracadabra. Magical pixie dust.
Well, thank you for that validation too from this side, because I do share what is happy to my heart, and I think it's important because it's the ripples, like you just said. It's all about what we talked about today with the water. It's all about the ripples and what happens when you share your joy and you have no idea the ripples you
You got it.
create.
And we're not supposed to know how our ripple effect affects other people. Just be awesome and know that your awesomeness is going to affect other people. It's the way it is. Oh, it's a time for the hug story in Pittsburgh.
I believe. So not that long ago, I get connected to different groups because we all have these interests, these passions, and I'm very fascinated about our star, our sun. There's new cutting edge, dare I say cutting edge science, but the electromagnetic connections. I was at this conference called Observing the Frontier. This gentleman is a suspicious observer on YouTube. That's the name of his channel, Suspicious Observer. He puts out a daily news broadcast on sun's activity, solar output, talking about how it's impacting earthquakes, the wind, the precipitable water, all these things that are going on. And he does it very well and very short in like a 3-4 minute. It's all about education. So he created this Observing the Frontier, all about this electric universe. And I bring some, wow, I like bringing awesomeness in different things. And there wasn't, so they had this big presentation on also like metric currents and how everything's connected and all these things. And then during the break, I went up to one of the scientists and I talked to him about the electromagnetic currents of our heart and how when we hug and we keep that nice heartfelt hug, not this ass out hug where we're just like kind of hugging but maybe not hugging. That's a good hug, but we're talking like the real deal hug of like pulling someone in and getting that heartfelt energy. And after 20 seconds, electromagnetic currents, I know just from the work I do with DNA stuff, that's just the whole imprint upon both individuals' electric fields is there's a whole raising of vibration. It's almost very challenging to explain and put into 3D and make it in layman's terms, but the fields change. You change, your imprint changes, and when you've hugged someone or had an intimate moment where your heart's been so close to someone's for more than 20 seconds that everything is just like feeling pretty awesome. So I got a bunch of scientists to do this massive, like just hugging, just kind of domino effect throughout the next, the rest of the conference. I was hugging everyone and sharing these things, and then they were hugging, and there was more because there was no hugging going on before that. So
exactly,
we
there
spread
was
some
no
awesome.
hugging going on before that. And now you made huggers out of them.
Yeah, but I mean, observing the frontier, it's all this cool stuff that's going on, and everything that's affecting Gaia and the shifting that's going on. A lot of the connecting the dots of how
Yes.
water's. We talk about fresh water, but a lot of places have been overwhelmed with water. There's been places that have received 2 years of rainfall in a handful of hours, and this has been going on not just in certain places, but like many places. And sometimes these are not connected, and there's areas of consciousness. We talk about global consciousness and shifting and sending love and prayers and messages. Sometimes these things aren't covered, and it's really it's awesome to participate.
Absolutely.
Well,
No more going on globally.
Well, I was going to say it's amazing how you bridged in that example, how you took science and bridged it with what we would consider metaphysical when really it's energy. And if science could understand its energy, we don't understand electricity, but we know it'll knock you on your ass, and we know for sure it'll zap you when you stand in the water, because we're all beautiful conductors of this wonderful power that we can't see it, smell it, touch it, feel it, nothing. But there's no denying it's there, but we know how to generate it, harness it, and distribute it. What's the difference? Aren't we generating, harnessing, and distributing energy every minute of every day when we perform Reiki or when we give a hug? That's heart energy. That's electricity going between those two hearts.
Absolutely. Exactly. And that was the hook that Brian used to reel them in to get them hugging. Absolutely amazing.
I mean, these natural laws, the not saying we start and stop is more along the lines of our attention going more consciously or unconsciously. That's more of an accurate statement, I guess, in our time. But yet these frequencies, these vibrations, these scalar waves, these all these electrical currents are just starting to we're just starting to put into a context. Our science has a very challenging time explaining it, even getting into quantum physics, which dabbles into it. Still, there's a lot of misinformation upon that science itself. It's just certain people can't agree, just as we see that in a lot of situations of just knowing, hey, we just need to know it's electric. We can feel it. We can impact it. We can influence it. We can intend with it. We can program it. And just like we know when we have like crystals and stuff like that, it's very influential to continuously understand, wow, what can I think of? What can I program intention? Can I put a good intention into the keyboard to type my life's purpose on the screen? What is it possible to conceive that when I'm sitting having lunch outside and I have this thought of a time 20 years ago that both these occurrences aren't occurring actually at the exact same moment, because if I feel anyway, there's a lot of things that have been going on that have been awesome, and there's been a lot of connecting the dots and synchronicity. There's obviously a lot of light coming in and downloads we're all experiencing in our own unique integration ways, but I just feel the expansion of being a little bit more sharing, how we talk about putting our digital imprint, being a little bit more connecting of going somewhere where you might not, doing something you might not normally do, like maybe make a comment below, hugging a stranger.
Hugging a stranger.
I can't explain that,
Well, you can't finish a hug with a stranger.
Well played.
You might start, but they are no stranger when you're done. They're clearly a friend afterwards.
Wow, what a good point.
It's so good. I don't know what to say anymore. Yes.
God, that was good, Will.
So I think everyone should do a little thank you to yourself. I really like the self-expression of gratitude.
Oh, yes.
We haven't had a conscious breath in a while. Well, at least I haven't. Thank goodness my brain just involuntarily.
And water. Water is life. Breath is life. So if you have water,
stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated, my friends.
Cheers.
Oh. And take a breath. Let's take a deep breath here. A deep cleansing breath. Breathe in. And out. Breath is life. You know you are alive while you're breathing.
Must change posture with deep breaths. If your posture doesn't change, breathe deeper.
Breathe deeper.
Keep
Well
breathing.
played. Well played. And shrug your shoulders if you need to. Or stand up and do a little qigong in the middle of dinner.
Shake.
Exactly. Shake. Anything. Anything to get that blood flowing. Get that energy moving. Switch your position. Change your perspective.
Wow, if you keep switching the 11s around, they still look like one.
They do. They still look like ones, but the energy is different. Oh, and it's 9:01 now. And in 10 minutes, it will be 11:11 p.m. in Nuuk, Greenland.
Ooh, Nuuk.
Rhymes with look and book.
It does. And I believe Marlow is the closest to Nuuk, Greenland. I'm sensing.
I think so. I am
Yes,
the closest.
I'm sensing our 4 viewers on YouTube aren't that close. But you could speak up, you 4 viewers. Yeah, they're not. They're saying no. They're saying they're East Coast and West Coast United States. I love it when I can do that to Brian. But you know the people in the room can also concur with that.
The energy says fun.
Exactly. And that's how you manifest. You manifest with a high vibration. And any way that you can get a high vibration, I wouldn't say any way, but joy.
Well, yeah. Don't you know that's how you spell manifest? F-U-N.
F-U-N. Yes.
That's an outcome of good manifesting skills.
Yes. Yes.
My students used to say, make the class fun, Mr. Lucchese. And I'm like, fun's just an outcome of good planning.
Yes.
We don't plan fun.
We do fun.
That's right.
We make fun. We
Ooh.
are fun.
But we don't make fun of someone.
That's correct. We create the fun.
That would be a lower energy center.
There would be.
Hmm.
There would be. And if you tried to manifest with that, you would manifest something of low vibration.
And that's why, and I feel it coming on very shortly, I love this. I love raising the vibration to be of so much more clear. When we're heart-centered unconditional love, we lose the ability of these lower energy centers. Like, this is why I guess I'm going to put my little 2 cents out there about people who manifest money. I always like to take it up a couple levels and manifest the abilities of the wealth exchange, because money is just an exchange of energy of how I see it. We're talking about a lower dimensional part of our being, our second and third dimension. And when we buy into, see, like the play on words.
But I'm saying, yes.
when we put in
It's not as funny when you laugh at your own jokes.
We put in like the specific idea of just one dimension of frequency of a manifesting skill. That's beautiful. It's awesome to manifest anything, but I always feel the expansion and the abundance of going up a few levels and saying, I want to manifest loving something that I do for money.
You can.
Like putting that into, whatever, just a higher thing. So I don't like to get so specific with that aspect, but really embody the energy of the actions that cause these frequencies of exchange for, something's going to happen on the physical for that exchange, and might as well be something of enjoyment versus just the manifestation of the money itself. It might be from something unenjoyable.
That's correct. But you're using compound manifestation techniques.
And we learned that in second grade.
We did. We did.
In year 3.
Because we manifest out of our emotional body. And when you're manifesting the joy of doing something continuously, that's imprinting into your subconscious. And the law of attraction is working 24/7, 365, no matter what. We are manifestation machines.
And the energy doesn't like to be put in the constructs of 3D time. That's sometimes the expectation of our manifesting skills, to say it's going to happen in this day or this week or this month or this year. It's wonderful to put an intention of a specific day. That's not really what the message is that I'm relaying yet. The 24/7 of the law of attraction, the interactions of these natural laws of the cause and effect, creating the final feelings of the outcomes before. That is the belief. That is it is not easy to create final feelings of something that hasn't been felt yet. We will not feel this. We will not experience anything that hasn't been previously created through some way, shape, or form. That's why master manifestors, people who are doing this daily, are doing the creation. We're not leaving it up to those around us to create the physical world that is being experienced. There's been so many personal examples, especially over the last 2 weeks, of simply, if I had relied on the external world for validity, I would have been duped big time. Trusting the inner guidance, trusting the unseen energy of the feelings, and knowing that sometimes the external world is just, it's not going to immediately reflect back certain aspects or be the ease that we had previously experienced in a different manifesting situation. So ultimately, getting this high frequency of being in the heart center and then expanding what we're manifesting versus manifesting from our lower self, or we will get reflected back, whatever level we're at. So be powerful. That's why we manifest on the new moon. That's why we manifest on the full moon. It's like the universe is just like, hey, we got extra handouts. Who's asking today?
You got it.
There's more today to receive than there was yesterday.
Absolutely. Because the universe just got more awesome.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you to everyone for being here. I know we said to say thank you to yourself. We didn't validate that everyone said it. We don't want to assume anything because it's in a 3D. We know what happens when you assume things.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you to yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Will.
Yes. Thank you, Dan. What's that, Dan?
No, that was Marlo.
Marlo.
But you said thank yourself, so I said thank you, Will.
Thank you, me, myself, and I, the body, mind, and soul, the Holy Trinity. Thank you, everyone, for making your divine appointment today.
Absolutely. You're right on time. We made this appointment eons ago.
Thank you, guys. And that's true, Brian, about the reflections, because we're, like Abraham would say, we're always looking for love in all the wrong places. We're looking outside for validations when we know where the validation needs to come from, yet it's the last place we look. And we're by the simple act of having to find that reflection, it just shows us that it's reflecting back to us that we aren't looking to love ourselves first. So yeah, it's definitely a reflection of self-love.
Well said, Wendy. I love it when you join the Hangouts.
I love it when you have them.
We could make every day a new moon.
Every moment is new.
It is.
There'd be some vast expansion going on then.
There would be. Well, you don't have to manifest on a new moon. I mean, it's just more awesome to manifest on a new moon. But daily manifestors manifest daily. And to me, when we manifest, all we're doing is attaching intent to what we're already creating with our subconscious mind, our unconscious mind, with our imprints in our soul. We're already talking to the universe. We're already sending our awesomeness out to the universe and getting awesomeness back. And when we manifest, all we're doing is just tossing our intentions on the boat that's already going.
Daily manifest. Manifest daily.
Marlo and his words. Sorry, guys.
Totally awesome.
Marlo is in the zone.
He is. With his healergy.
With his healergy.
You gotta love the healergy.
Absolutely.
Gotta love the healergy.
That's your own awesomeness coming out. That's what it is.
Yeah, I tell you what, talk about reflections. I gotta tell him that, Marlo, though, because after that hangout we had with the healergy, I was like, oh, this is so much fun. I said, I have to go make a video because there's all kinds of little beings jumping for joy. So I go out in the forest and I make a healergy video in honor of our healergy energy day because we had so much fun.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely. So take a moment. Write down what you want to manifest. Document it. For when you document it, you can look back. And you can say, hey, I manifested that back in July or August or last year. Brian and I we're manifesting Mount Shasta a year ago, and months ago. We talked about it earlier. He says he saw himself with dreadlocks on Mount Shasta. And I said, I saw myself on Mount Shasta over a year ago. And I'm going, I just got to get there. I just didn't know when it was going to be. But we met, we talked, and it was this fall. So write down that your reinforcement, that you're manifesting, and you can change what you want. You look at what you've been manifesting. You say, wow, I asked for that, and I don't think I want it anymore. So you can change.
There's nothing I've written down that's never come true. Everything I've written down comes true, 100%.
100%.
It always makes me wonder, and I discuss this with like friends and family. They're like, they think things come easy. They think that it's just happening by accident, and they see certain things sync up specifically in my individual life, and they tell me how lucky I am, and I'm just like, this something that I just created this past week was something I was working on a year and a half ago, like manifesting. It was the Now Report. It's news for optimal wellness. It's part of my Wellness Hero brand, and the Qigong videos that go on Friday.
Right.
This is something just to share and just spread. And these things did not just come out of the blue. They weren't just like a whim of a thing. A lot of times when we're manifesting, we have to continuously just hone the one idea a lot more. It's not about always manifesting different things. Sometimes we just have to be in 2015 is a year of action. We must be taking action for the things. The wishful thinking and just the ideas, that's just one step of the massive, awesome process. A lot of times we like the end result, or oftentimes we see the end result as so far away. So either it becomes this wishful thing where we're just constantly thinking about it, but not actually taking action, or we're not even starting it because it looks like it's so monumental. We're like, whoa, there's so much it needs to do, when truthfully, in any now moment, only one thing needs to be done: participation in the now.
You got it. Be awesome in the now. Because when you're awesome, all the filters go down.
But these manifesting things, writing things down, it's so profound. We all know this, yet the expansiveness of it continuously growing, writing down differently, writing down in different ways, not doing the same old way of manifesting. We are expanding. You're not the same person you were a year ago. Look down what you were writing down a year ago, and you'll notice just the consciousness of the words, the frequencies of how sentences are written, how we speak about what we are doing, what we are engaged in. That's why making that digital imprint is so amazing for you, for the others, the ripples. Write something down right now. We love the words. We love the manifesting.
We do, absolutely. Absolutely.
Create your fortune. Create your feelings. Create those feelings of frequencies. Create those feelings into the throat chakra of speaking your truth, speaking your heart, not speaking of anger, not speaking of judgment, not speaking of resentment, not speaking of lack of or scarcity or fear, false evidence appearing real. Creating bliss, creating the joy, the celebrations, the life, the high fives, the handshakes, the smiles, the waves,
the hugs.
The hugs.
The hugs. Hugging a stranger that then becomes a friend. How many times did we do that?
There are no strangers after hugs.
I hugged a person the other day at the store.
Nice.
I was at the Vons, and I was standing in line, and then this guy shows up. He looks like actually the one with the dreadlocks. He just showed up with the sign on his chest, and he said free hugs, and I said sure, and I gave him a hug, and he was so happy. Then all of a sudden, everybody saw that I gave it to him, and then it was like a domino effect. Everybody started hugging him. It was so awesome.
There you go. Little advertisement, and
I love that.
he manifested it. With a little documentation, he manifested lots of hugs and joy being spread.
Well, I
I will humbly admit that everyone I hug says I'm the best hugger they've ever hugged and the best handshaker they've ever handshaked.
Well, I can't wait to hug you.
And I can't wait to
Okay,
hug you.
we all need a hug from you, all right? So you need to start sending it to us.
I'm going to manifest that.
Yes.
It's on my list.
That's great.
A live in-person hug from Wendy.
Absolutely. I hope I have a live in-person hug from everybody here.
I see people writing that down.
I know my son had thought it was weird at first because he's like, Mom, he he was like, you just hugged a complete stranger. I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with that? He's like, I should have hugged him too. But he has never done that before, so he was taken back for a little bit. But I think now, after he saw his mom doing it, he's probably going to do it more often too.
Now that is a reflection, my dear. He's going to take that with him. Now that is a ripple. That the world just got more awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ripple effect. Absolutely. What you pondering there? I
The
see
chakras.
you're looking at your notebook. What about the chakras?
I was actually looking at the crystal, but yes, it's
Yeah,
on the notebook.
your green calcite is awesome.
Not to be too specific. Just how each feeling matches up with a dimension of our energetic field, our multidimensional being. We talk about the feeling outcomes when we're manifesting, of creating these, whatever the case may be, whether it's at the end of the day and you're laying in bed and you've had all the free hugs and you've spread all the joy and having that satisfaction of giving your physical being, the most abundant light and the greatest interactions. That truly feeling things is a practice. This takes lifetimes to feel things we want to feel. These aren't like instantaneous. It can be. It's always could be very instantaneous. But to feel how we talk about being in the creational vortex and being in the states of bliss and these magical moments where we're immersed in nature, and then we do see how the molecules and how the connected the beauty of life and the synchronicity of how the physical is taking place. But these feelings of these higher dimensions, I feel, should be researched more in terms of individuals. This is something that's going on in one of my Reiki 1 classes right now, and there was homework given for that, to identify feelings with each chakra. And when do we create these feelings? Are they around specific times of the year? Are they around different clothing we're wearing? Are they around different areas where when we're at work we're one way, or when we're this way we're that way? But really integrating these feelings to cross over into, like how Alexandria said about giving the free hug in Vaughn's, doing something that wouldn't normally be done, making a comment or speaking up your truth in a situation where the truth is needed, or there's a distortion of the energy where we're around because there is not true feelings being expressed. Feelings that get denied will be presented as an opportunity again to balance those feelings. So even when we might get anger or a lower center feeling, just breathing it in, feeling it. It's there to be felt. It's not meant there to be denied or suppressed. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to have a lower feeling. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't. Yet, how we manage that expression, whether that's taking a time out and walking away, taking a deep breath, yet covering something with positivity when there's truly negativity underneath, does not do anything to the energy, to the feeling, to the emotional health.
Correct. You still need to feel the feeling.
Yes.
Absolutely. And acknowledge the feeling. And not just, I'm angry. Well, I'm angry starts it. I'm angry because. And at least if you say, I'm angry because, then you now know why you became angry. and you're acknowledging it, and now it no longer has any power over you. And it can go, and you allow it to go. And then you can experience something else. And you've learned that lesson then. And then the next time it comes, you can say, anger, welcome, my friend.
But are you the anger?
Say
Or
again?
are you the anger, or do you just feel the anger?
Well, that's up to you. You can allow it to control you, or you can just experience it and let it be. If you allow it to consume you, then you will react to the anger. You will do things because of the anger. You will choose differently because of the anger. If you acknowledge the anger and you acknowledge your feelings, all those future choices that are in front of you are still all valid choices. How many times do we feel something and we get angry or whatever feeling it is, and all of a sudden half the choices, I'm not doing that because I get so mad when I do that. It's a valid choice if you choose not to do it. You prefer not to do that. But if you get mad because you walk on peanut butter sandwiches, then you don't have to choose to walk on peanut butter sandwiches. And he smiles.
You walked on peanut butter sandwiches? Is that why you're smiling? Or he had that look. He's like, I'm not answering that.
It
Was
was more
there
of a
any
reaction to
jam
the
with the
energy
peanut
and
butter?
everything, not so much the physicality of the words.
No, we got the point.
You can acknowledge it. You can let it consume you now, or you can just go ahead.
I really like seeing people be happy. I like being around happy people. I oftentimes work with some individuals that will suppress a feeling and they have emotional eating pattern because of that. And that's very hard and challenging to see it take place as a denial of a feeling, and knowing that denial of a feeling is just something that's been practiced. It's sometimes dormant within an individual's energy center, depending on how our energy centers are in that now moment. But the feelings of balancing feelings is where a lot of happiness stems from, where the practice of bringing in practice of unconditional love, being in that these frequencies and lining up the physical things that we're feeling. For instance, when we're hungry, we get into these aspects of certain foods make me feel good. A lot of these things are just ideas. These aren't actual, these are more, wow, I don't want to get too complicated with it, but yet knowing feelings can start changing not only how we eat, but it starts changing how we speak. For it's okay to say I'm angry, because that is starting to allow our expression of, oh, it happened, it's okay. Now we're gonna, work with this. We talk about making our dark side, our bringing the light about it, taking it and turning it into our power center. And the only way to allow our dark side to be that is to acknowledge it. Know it's there. It's okay to have it. It's definitely a power thing to use as a story to captivate people that you're working with and influencing in this harm, making that connection. It's really these aspects of, it comes back to feelings. It comes back to our emotional health. A feeling is just a vibrational frequency. Each one of our chakras is a different vibrational frequency. That's why we see different colors. Colors are representational of frequencies of waves.
Well said.
Roy G. Biv. We are rainbow bridges.
We are multidimensional beings.
Not if you deny your feelings. Maybe easier said than done.
It is, but there's also being proactive and reactive. And if you're consumed by the anger, I suggest that you're being reactive. And I heard you say something about covering up the negative with positivity. And I agree with you that if you just pretend to be happy all the time and you just look happy, that's not really being happy. And being happy, you acknowledge the dark side and you acknowledge the light, but you can also be proactive with a decision and decide to be happy and still feel anger and still feel envy. Your garden was so envious this year. All you produced was awesome, and I benefited from it. So I'm not really jealous, but I mean, you put a lot of work into it. It was awesomeness being created. Manifested that from the day you moved in.
And truthfully, it's just important for me to know where my food comes from.
Absolutely.
I mean, we had kale and dinner last night. Still in November, we're still getting food and broccoli out of it. It's awesome.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry.
No, perfect.
Those are frequencies, the colors of our food, eating the rainbow, you know, a green piece of broccoli, a purple eggplant, a blueberry, a red strawberry or red beet. These line up with our energy centers of our body. These foods that grow that way feed this profound frequency it vibrates the same way as that energy center. And that's why, man, imagine eating more fruits and vegetables. Like how far out of an idea that is. It just grew that way.
You are absolutely right. I got exactly the same messages from my entities saying exactly the same thing, and I believe I even said it in a video. The food that you grow on your planet matches the colors of the vibrations of your chakras, which are the same vibration as the planet, which are the same vibration as the water, as the prism, as the light, and that's exactly what they said. And the more colorful foods you eat, the more you stimulate your chakra system in general. And of course, the vitamins and minerals and essentials of life are, of course, part of the equation, but you know, that part of the equation, the color, because color is a frequency, is a vibration, is a thing.
We learned how people were feeding those energy centers of their body. I mean, predominantly most humans on the planet right now are utilizing food as a predominant energy source. But just as we experience in these holy fire meditations, and especially when we're interacting in a conscious, powerful way, we're creating energy through thinking and breathing. Their sun gazing, breatharianism, this eating of light is this way to bring in energy. And ancient humans had a lot of this ability, and over eons we have gotten away from dormant in these energy centers of thinking and breathing and putting energy into our physicality that way, where now we're eating predominantly most of our food and we are just fundamentally eating sunshine and water. But that's not the case in a processed food. You know, that's the case in a green bean, you know, any type of food, a bell pepper, that you're eating the sunshine, you're eating the water, you're eating the dirt. That's what's integrating. That light from the sun is what's actually going to integrate into our body versus us ingesting it through the energy centers. Yet you're going to start seeing more and more people eating less and less food. Because they're creating energy from thinking and breathing in our energy centers.
Absolutely. I mean,
I agree.
Look at the higher energy beings, and that they no longer eat, they no longer drink, they become ethereal, they don't sleep anymore. They are literally absorbing and breathing energy all the time.
Today I posted on Facebook because I cooked in the morning a pancake, turkey, bacon, and my coffee. And I mean, I was so stuffed. I felt like I ate Thanksgiving dinner. I was like, what the hell? You know, I couldn't even finish it. And it was like, normally that would be, you know, a good breakfast. Now it feels like everything you eat is multiplied. Yeah, and you get stuffed and you don't have to eat that much anymore to sustain.
And it's funny you said that because it's been such an energetic day specifically for all of us, but for me as far as I mean, I've been literally energy going since 6 a.m. this morning, and yet now that we're discussing this, I really hadn't eaten anything all day except for I had a smoothie in the morning, and I drank water all day, and I hung out with the energetic people. That was it. And I really didn't feel hungry until later in the evening when my body finally said, okay, you need some new sustenance now. But it was exactly, we we feel heavy. Even my clothes that I used to wear.
Yeah.
Have any of you experienced that? Even my clothes that I used to wear, I put on now, they feel so dense and heavy because even our materials are changing to be more lightweight and breathable and light layers and more form-fitting. And I put on some of these old sweaters that I used to wear and I feel like I'm wearing 10 pounds.
Yeah, I usually I dress up and go to school, but as soon as I get home, I take everything off. I can't stand it. And that never used to happen before. So now it's like I can't stand having anything real heavy on my skin at all.
Exactly. I mean, all of it, just everything from all of it. The clothing and the makeup and all of it. It's just, we want to be real and comfortable,
Thank you so much for those comments. We totally agree with being naked when you get home.
100%.
Too much information.
I didn't even go there.
But leave it to men to think of such things, of course.
I'm not the one who said when I get home from work I just drop my clothes. I don't know what we're supposed to visualize on that.
I was agreeing with Wendy. That's all.
I love it.
We're just agreeing.
Making no comments.
Oh, laughter is really the best medicine.
Yes, Dan, this is live.
And thanks to us, you might get even more fans.
Exactly.
Naked dancing on screen.
Yeah, girl. That's right.
That's in the post-party broadcast.
Okay, we'll be quiet.
So what are we manifesting?
World peace.
In awesomeness.
Unity.
World awesomeness and unity.
Communication.
Sustainable living.
Awesome.
Natural, organic food.
Yes.
Conservation
Colorful.
of what we have.
Colorful food. Yes.
More playing in the leaves.
Absolutely.
Beautiful,
Reasonable.
clean, fresh, pure water.
Sustainable.
Playing with kids. Children's laughter.
Oh, children's laughter is the best.
They like being tickled.
They do.
Adults don't like to be tickled as much, but you can tickle adults too.
You can
You
hug
don't even
adults, I
have to
hear.
tickle kids. You just pretend you're going to tickle them.
Maybe we should start doing that to adults more. Just be like,
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, I wonder what you'll manifest with that.
Free chocolate.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could manifest a police officer if you're not careful.
But then I'll just put on my sign that says free hugs really quick.
There you go. There you go. That's all you need to do. I love it. I love
And on
it.
the
I
back it
love
says
it.
tickle police.
Yes.
Tickle police. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's
You're
perfect.
tickling incorrectly.
Let me show you how to do that. Let me do that here.
But I kind of feel like even these discussions are our way of tickling each other, really, because we giggle, we laugh, we have fun, we play. It is. It's like an energetic tickle.
Absolutely. Check your energy level now. What's your vibration now?
Oh,
Exactly.
totally, because I know I'm grinning ear to ear and I'm all alone.
Oh, you're not
Concentrate and
alone.
imaginate.
Imaginate. Concentrate and imaginate.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. Are we ready to meditate? Okay. Awesome. So we're going to do a holy fire meditation experience. On your drum,
I didn't want to meditate and drum at the same time, but I'll bring the drum next time.
you got those if you want.
I'm good with these. These are awesome.
Ask them how they want to be played.
May you, in your divine essence tonight, vibrate
Yes.
and create glorious.
Yes. You got it. You got it. So take a moment and get comfortable. Have some water before. This water is life. Stay hydrated, my friends. And get comfortable. It matters not whether you lie down or sit or stand on your hands if that's comfortable for you. Everyone take a moment to take a deep breath and exhale. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Let's take a moment to invite in the new moon. Let's bring that new moon directly into our heart center. Breathing it in and exhaling. Let's take a moment to invite in non-egoic third heaven energies. Let's start in our heart center, go up through our crown chakra, up into third heaven, grab some of those non-egoic energies and bring them back down through our crown chakras and back into our heart center. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Let's ground those third heaven energies. Let's send them down to Gaia. Send those energies through our root chakra, out through our feet, growing roots down into Mother Earth, into her center, wrapping them around the core, and bringing the spirit of Gaia back up through our feet, through our root chakra, back into our heart center. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Now let's mix those energies, the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies in our heart center. For we are both. We are the light and the dark. They are opposite sides of the coin. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Now let's push out the combination of energies, the divine feminine and divine masculine, out into every aspect of our being. And everywhere and every when. Whenever we existed and wherever we existed and will exist. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Breathing and relaxing. Exhale, releasing. Imagine yourself on a hilltop at nighttime. It is your perfect temperature outside. You look up. Stars are abundant. It is a beautiful night. One star is twinkling extraordinarily. You recognize this light from the third heaven. This light slowly comes down and descends right in front of you, right in front of your heart center. Allow this light to enter your soul. Allow this light to guide you.
Is this thing on?
It is, and we're meditating.
Oh, sorry. Damn.
When you're ready, if you feel like continuing your experience, please do so. Slowly bring back your attention to the here and now. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly bring back your attention to your eyes. And open your eyes slowly. If you have any information you wish to write down, write it online, write it in your journal. Did you find out anything new that you want to manifest? Did you find out any new manifestation techniques? Whatever your message, write it down.
I just woke up from a dream.
Did you?
Like, I feel like it just all went away.
It was
like, you know, when you wake up and
absolutely. That was awesomeness. Even the minor interruption, I just went right back in afterwards. Yeah, it's the holy fire working on you.
That warm spot on the hill was awesome. I really like that.
You're,
I like being at that temperature.
you were warm?
I didn't choose to be cold.
Yes, there you go. Exactly.
But now I'm really warm.
No, I'm really warm. Yes, I let everyone choose their own temperature. Absolutely, because everyone's different.
I like that temperature.
Absolutely. Mine was nice and it's a warm summer evening, really, really warm.
T-shirt warm.
Oh, t-shirt warm. Yes,
Maybe we drop our clothes on the hill.
we could. I would do it on the way up, though.
Less weight because the clothes are getting heavier now. We don't want to
Absolutely.
carry them all the way up.
Absolutely.
Hilarious.
Absolutely.
Gravity pulls us less at the top of the hill.
It does.
Higher energy.
Actually, yes. hmm And you're closer to all the other planets, so their gravity is affecting you a little more. How do you
But
like them apples?
that really is how I feel though. Like now that we are lighter, higher ascended beings, we are a higher frequency. It really does feel like the clothes that we wore, a few years ago, or in my case, 5 or 10 or 20.
It's called fashion changes.
But it just they feel so much heavier because it does. It feels like gravity is more resistant to us now that we are lighter.
So we need lighter clothes. Maybe we need clothes
Right.
made out of light.
Well, think
Doc
about it. I mean, think about how they dressed in Star Trek.
Well, Doc Martin in Back to the Future asked if everything in the future was heavier.
Yes, he keeps saying that.
He kept saying that's heavy.
Yes. Yes. We need some light weavers then. We already have dream weavers. Now we need light weavers to make clothes out of light.
Oh, I like that.
I crochet with lightweight yarn.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
If you remember your grandmother's crocheting, the yarn back in the 70s and the 60s was so heavy and itchy.
Yep.
And now it's light and it's not so itchy.
I'm too young to remember the 70s and 60s in this lifetime.
How fortunate for you. Wish I could say that.
Well, you can. I just did.
Well, good point. Good point. How silly of me. It's my reality, right?
It is your reality.
Oh.
Does anyone wish to care? Yeah. It's getting tired. Getting late. Anyone wish to share their meditation experience?
No, but I'd really wish to care.
You wish what?
It was wordplay you just said. I was playing around. But I wish to care.
Okay. You wish to care. You could ask the Holy Fire for that.
I will indeed.
I'm laughing with you, Michelle.
Thank you, honey.
I feel you have something to say.
Yeah, I'm just very grateful. There's been a lot of gratitude going around, and I just want to express some more gratitude towards everyone for holding your vibration, for holding light, for being here tonight, for manifesting in your life.
For manifesting with me. And you.
This syncing up is absolutely glorious.
Absolutely.
It's definitely important that we decide I mean, I know just me personally, this is not my time of day for awesomeness, and I am creating awesomeness at this time.
You are. You
Just
absolutely
like with
are.
Wendy, we were up very, very early creating on this beautiful full
Exactly.
moon. I thought it was, but it just being grateful to be participating, grateful to be coming out of that. I think that's what that meditation just happened with me is what I'm sharing is that it was a profound meditation. It was very awesome. And then literally as I just came back to the physicality, it just went, whoop. And at first I was kind of like, oh, but I look at that as just a beautiful blessing. It's just that time where it was so good for my body to easily just like have that experience right now. There was it's slow. I think it's slowly coming back just talking about it.
Absolutely.
It's really the frequencies of recalling. That's what memory is. So when we have something in a joyous state and we remember it that way, then that's a frequency. So for instance, if we're in dream consciousness or we're on an astral plane or just a different level of vibrational patterns within our brains, remembering that dream becomes the brain's got to be like, man, I got to put some kind of 3D person in this vibrational frequency. So let me grab dad. Dad is who represents this idea, you know. And truthfully, a lot of times it's hard to remember sometimes when we sleep consciousness because the frequency is so different than awake consciousness. It's not meant to be experienced the same way. Maybe I just had a dream.
Maybe you did. Absolutely. There are several meditations, many meditations that I have that when I come back, I knew I went somewhere and I can't remember anything about it.
Oh, definitely.
Had one on Saturday. Say again, Wendy?
Definitely. I agree. I mean, it's happened to me even in the Holy Fire meditations where I totally was transported, or I'm writing and writing, but I'm not thinking. I'm just writing. I'm not thinking.
Nice. Were you writing in this meditation?
I started to, and then I actually laid it down. I laid the book down, and I said, you know what? You need to just experience it instead. It was like, and like Brian said, that's why I agreed so quickly, is because the energy has been so high all day that this is what I needed, and when I needed it was now to just be in the energy, take the warmth and the gratitude of the day and absorb it and let it be. And I actually kind of traveled and met some of my other selves, and I met all of you, and I went and gave hugs to people, and it was a nice.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah, I did. I really, really did. And I wanted to be in with it this time and just absorb it and be warm with it and be with it instead of being, physical and writing, and you know what I mean? I've been so physical all day. I wanted to just be in love with the bliss of it all, And so yes, it was a very nice warm feeling.
Yes, absolutely. I love the fact that you hugged yourself because I hugged myself during my meditation.
And I hugged all
Anybody
of
else?
you. I traveled to all of you and hugged all of you in my mind travels, and yes. But yes, hug yourself. Yes, it's a must.
Absolutely.
No, I meditated that my back and hip would stop hurting.
Could you repeat that, please?
I said I meditated that my back and hip area would stop hurting.
Gotcha. And how do you feel now?
Still hurts a little bit. Not sure what
Sending
or why.
Reiki.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Marlo, did you get anything?
Be right back. Cat needs in.
Okay. Well, it's past 10 here on the East Coast, and it's time to 11:11 in my pillow.
I love that. Open the portal to the pillow.
You got it. You got it. And sleep with my angels.
Yeah, sleep with the angels.
Man, I slept with like 50 Herkimer diamonds the other night.
And
Lets me know I need to pass them on to some other people.
there you go. There you go.
Too many in one room.
So happy 11/11, everybody. Happy new moon. And
Happy and harmonious new moon 11/11 in the age of Aquarius, and a new idea of harmony and oneness.
Absolutely, and as always, just keep sharing. Double up on your manifestations. Go on YouTube tomorrow, later tonight, after this video is fully uploaded. Make that comment in the comment section, even a few days later. But the point is, spread what you're doing right now. Share that, and in the description box below, we're gonna have all the links that Will and myself and anyone that you want something posted of that you participated in today to spread that as well, because we are curious what others are doing and how these frequencies are being generated. Every meditation, wiring the brain, every raising that vibration as we're doing and experiencing is contagious. And we want to share, we want to be involved in what each other are doing and support that. We're not in a competition here. And that was one of the things that was great to receive the wellness fair and speak with some other healing modalities, EFT, working with some other Reiki practitioners, but it was such a great consciousness that we were in unification, that we're not competing for clients, but we are generating the same energy. It is universal. It is our own. It's awesome.
But that was the beauty of the day too, I think, is that whole, and I wanted to actually add to the fact that we had a extraordinarily lively, active conversation on Karen Newman's event today, with just a lot of different perspectives and a lot of animated positions, and it reinforced the idea that we are all unique and we all have unique perspectives, because that's what we're all here for, is our own unique perspective, and that we can still allow and love each other while saying, I have my perspective and it may not be your perspective, but I love you and allow you yours as you love me and allow me mine. And yet we can still have these conversations, and at the end of the day, it's not an allowance. It's not a personal, you need to believe what I believe in order for me to love you. That's exactly what this is not about. It's about unconditional love and knowing that we are a unique perspective of all that is, exploring all that is, and that's all that it is.
Well said. I am that I am.
Contagious yawn.
Exactly, the contagious yawn. So with that, we should close. Would anyone like to say a blessing?
You know I do.
Exactly.
I'm just giving someone else a chance, so I'm just going to be quiet for a second. Apparently the puppy had a blessing.
That's correct.
That was awesome. That was perfect timing. Yes, we come today here in this idea of unity and this portal opening. The portals really are the portals of ourselves. It really what this is about, is opening the portals to who we are. The special, beautiful, unique, individual, shining, wonderful, crystalline, wonderful beings that we are, that we're not just one thing. We're many, many, many things. We aren't one box. We aren't one label. We are amazing creator beings that have so many different sides and things that bring joy and so many things that make you happy in a day, and to share them all with everyone, and just to be who you are and to be okay with not needing somebody else to understand you in order for you to be you, and to just shine your own light, because shining the light on another doesn't dim yours, it brightens it. That's what this is all about. And and our galactic ancestors and the ancestors that they spoke to, that the message is always the same. It's always the same. We're one. We're connected. When you do something, it sends a ripple. What kind of ripple do you want to put out there? I mean, that, because it's gonna come back. So which one do you want to put out there? Nisati ukwasa naliasa
Cannonball.
taha. No ukwasa liasa tolurahi shiamala kaya urahi siaya kaliano malu. Inana. Inapoya ayokua kasho. Nisilia sataya koyalia hamorahi kia kaya nasialaka. Ano amalia kayora. Niata tiala korahimilia sotoluaka shianana. Amora halia siata yokoya koya mala. I know hakaya kia satia toyo sialia koramia. Anahalasa ina alurahi ayala koya kayo shushuamia. Nianu asasia toyo kwa shoyo kwa. Nahula siasaya wakusho. Nitala. Sinanu asasoyo koya asasora koha. Inata iluha yayo aiso. Ni ayanoa kaya kwa shoya koya mula hayaya. Inanoa ala ayato yuko shushoa. Inatia luso soya koyala inana soya kwa amora hisayoa. Ishina toya ko ilia soya ko shoya miwaka. Ila siata ya niana. Anoha kayoa yushua kia yuko ya palea sotoyo koshaya. It matters not what planet you reside, what place in the multiverse you reside. It matters not what you are or who you are or what you've come to experience. You are all a reflection of the one light of creation. You are all a unique, brilliant part of a beautiful design of all that is, wishing simply to experience itself as all that is in every possible way it can. All created from the same one light of love. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you,
Thank
Wendy.
you so much.
Mahala.
So with that, my name is Will Mitchell. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher from Rochester, New York. You can find me at reikiwithwill.com.
I am Brian Lucchese. I am the Wellness Hero. I am a Reiki Master as well, a Qigong facilitator, and I work with DNA work to raise the vibration and consciousness of our planet. And we're very grateful and honored to be celebrating this new moon coming up in 2 weeks. It's going to be on a Wednesday as well, the 25th. Will and I will be putting out our time for the full moon manifestation Reiki Holy Fire gathering. And as always, love and light and laughter. Immerse yourselves with it. Gratitude. Bless yourself for being here. Bless yourself for everything that we're doing. The more gratitude that is expressed, the greater the manifestations roll in.
Well said. Well said. Thank you for joining us. Signing off for now. See you next time. Namaste.
Namaste.